Hello, and welcome back. Okay, we're going to be reading Deuteronomy 22. Now, this is verses 1 through 30. And it starts out for 22. So let me explain. Deuteronomy 22 actually kind of starts with Deuteronomy 21, verse 22 and 23 about the miscellaneous laws. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit there and read starting from the beginning of the miscellaneous laws and then go down, okay? So this is all miscellaneous laws and laws of sexual mortality. It says, if a man has committed a sin deserving of death and he is put to death and you hang him on the tree, his body shall not remain overnight on the tree. You shall surely bury him that day, so that you do not defile the land which the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance. For he who is hanged is accursed of God. And then this is 22. You shall not see your brother's ox. You shall not see your brother oxes or his sheep going astray, and hide yourself from them. You shall certainly bring them back to your brother's house. And if your brother is not near you, or if you do not know him, then you shall bring it to your own house, and it shall remain with you until your brother seeks it. Then you shall restore it to him. You shall do the same with his donkeys, and you shall do the same with his garments. With any lost things of your brothers, which he has lost and you have found, you shall do likewise. You must not hide yourself. So basically, okay, I wanted to make sure I was still at 4. Okay, so basically, if someone is hung, like if you hang somebody, you take them down off the tree and you bury them that same day. Like, he's not allowed to stay overnight. If you find something that belongs to somebody, and like, okay, so I'm going to use my neighbor Bob, for example. We know Bob very well. If Bob was to lose something of his, now this is like talking about donkeys and oxen, but in clothes. But if Bob was to lose something of his, and we know for a fact that it's Bob's, we take it to Bob right away. If Bob is not home, or if it's a neighbor that we do not know, but we find something, we hold on to it, and we do our best. We do our best to do our best to try to find out where that thing belongs to, or like something of the sort. So, like now we have Facebook, and like, even now still today, but back then, like, people would post in the newspaper, people would do like the bulletin boards at like fairs and stores and things like that. You do your best to figure out who it belongs to, and when the person returns, or the person is notified and that you have their belongings, that you found it, you give it back to them. Just common basic sense, not finders keepers. No. So there's that. Now, finders keepers does like come into a play at some point, but not in like, not if you know. And especially like, so for example, I'm gonna say me and my mom were out kayaking one day. We got kayaking one day, and we find something on the river. Like, yeah, the person could be dead, but we still post it. We still ask around. We still bring it up, and, you know, because it's not ours. It's not ours. Does that make sense? So, like, that whole finders keepers thing. And then, like, people, like, same thing with people's animals. Like, how many of you guys, if your dog got out or got loose or something, and somebody like took your dog, and they didn't try anything to like say, hey, I found this dog, blah blah blah. They just like took your dog, and now like that dog is their dog, but ultimately like that was your family's pet. That was your family, like that's a family member of your home. And you know, like here's the thing. My grandmother found this dog tied up on the side of the road, like legitimately tied up, and they named him Rocky. And you can tell whoever left him did not want him. And my grandmother and my uncle untied him, and you know, we held on, you know, my grandmother held on to him, take good care of him. This was in 2020. This is now 2023, and this dog has like found its way back to my grandmother's. He is now blind. He is deaf, and he was already in old age, but he loves kids. He's old, like he's at that point now where he can't see or hear, so like other animals are kind of like a hindrance to him, because they're like so playful, and he's not. He loves kids. He loves people. He knows sit, roll over, paw, stay. You know, now we have to guide him down the ramp and down the steps, and we have to like pick him up. Like he's an elderly little Pomeranian, but you know, he is my grandmother's, and if somebody was to claim him, then she'd have to give him back. But I think also at the same time, like, he's so old. And here's the thing, too. He was tied up. Somebody tied him up by the side of the road. He almost got hit by a dump truck. Or by a dump truck full of rocks. So that's how he got his name, Rocky. But loving little dog. Okay. So I think, like, you know, I think Finders Keepers only works in, like, some senses when you know and you can tell things are just, nobody's looking for that dog. Nobody's looking for that. Nobody's, you know what I mean? But you do your best when it's not that situation. Does that make sense? Okay. Verse 4 and on. It says, "You shall not see your brother's donkey or his ox fall down." Oh my eye. It's twitching. Okay. "Fall down along the road and hide yourself from them. You shall surely help him lift him up again." So if you see somebody in trouble, you help them. You do the best you can. You don't turn away and go, "I'm not going to help you." Does that make sense? "A woman shall not wear anything that pertains to a man, nor a man shall put on woman's garments. For all who do are in an abomination to the Lord your God." So I want to highlight this. So, plain as day. A woman, you should not wear the clothing of an opposite person. Okay. "If a bird's nest happens to be before you, along the way in any trees or on the ground, with young ones or eggs, with the mother sitting on the younger or the eggs, you shall not take the mother with the young." So you leave them be. Straight up, you can leave them be. "You shall surely let the mother go and take the young for yourself, that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days. When you build a new house, then you shall make a parapet for your roof, that you may not bring guilt of bloodshed or your household if anyone falls from it. You shall not sow your vineyards with different kinds of seeds, lest the yield of the seeds which you have sown and the fruit of your vineyard be defiled." So let me read that again. You shall not sow your vineyards with different kinds of seeds, lest the yield of the seeds which you have sown and the fruit of your vineyard be defiled. You shall not plow with an ox or donkeys together. You shall not plow with an ox and a donkey together. You shall not wear garments of different sorts, such as wool and linen mixed together. You shall make tassels on the four corners of the clothing with which you cover yourself. And then this is the law of sexual mortality. "If any man takes a wife and goes into her and detests her, and charges her with shameful conduct, and brings a bad name on her, and says, 'I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found she was not a virgin,' Then the father and mother of the young woman shall take and bring her out the evidence of the young woman's virginity to the elders of the city at the gate. And the young woman's father shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, and he detested her. Now he has charged her with shameful conduct, saying, I found your daughter was not a virgin. And yet these are the evidence of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Then the elders of the city shall take that man and punish him. And they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver, and give them to the father and the young woman, because he has brought a bad name on the Virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He cannot divorce her all his days. But if the thing is true, and evidence of the virginity are not found of the young woman, then they shall bring out the young woman to the doors of the father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her to death with stones, because she has done a disgraceful thing in Israel, to play the harlot in her father's house. So you shall put away the evil from among you. If a man is found lying with a woman married to a husband, then both of them shall die. The man, the man that lays with the woman, and the woman, so you shall put away the evil from Israel. If a young woman who is a virgin is brother to a husband, and a man finds her in the city and lies with her, then you shall bring them both out of the gates of the city, and you shall stone them to death with stones. The young woman, because she did not cry out in the city, and the man, because he humbled his neighbor's wife. So you shall put away the evil from among you. But if a man finds a brother young woman in the city, and the man forces her and lies with her, then only the man who lays with her shall die. But you shall do nothing to the young woman. There is in the young woman no sin deserving of death. For just as when a man rises against his neighbor and kills him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the countryside, and the brother young woman cried out, but there was no one to save her. If a man finds a young woman who is a virgin, who is not brothered, and he seizes her and lies with her, and they are found out, then the man who lays with her shall give to the young woman's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he has humbled her. She shall not be permitted to divorce her all the days. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor uncover his father's bed. So that is Deuteronomy 22 verses 1 through 30 plus 21. Deuteronomy 21, 22, and 23. So if you guys like this, I'll be reading 23 next.